Yeah. Do you know what the harsh reality of this is? No one's interested in him. And great fighter. I had a draw with him. I'm not discrediting his boxing skills at all. But no one is interested in him. And it's as simple as that. And unfortunately, if you don't come nowadays with a business aspect, or you sell tickets, or you can genuinely generate interest, unfortunately it's just not going to happen for you. And he's what, WBC world middleweight champion as well.
Did you guys discuss the rematch?
Yeah, we did, and he outpriced himself straight away. I think because he thought, all right, cool, I'm the man now. I've had a draw with Hamzah in Riyadh, being the golden boy of Saudi. Right, I can demand this, and I'm going to get it. But like I said, no one's interested in him, so he can't demand that. And
What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Carlos Adames, Hamzah Sheeraz in the news, man. So as you guys know, Hamzah Sheeraz is coming off of a spectacular victory. I think a victory that many of the boxing fans were happy to see over Edgar Berlanga, okay? Take my hats off. Congratulations to him on that. Now, Carlos Adames had much to say during after the fight with him and Edgar Berlanga, or Sheeraz and Edgar Berlanga, as you guys can see on his verified Twitter account. Now, what you heard was Sheeraz respond to Carlos Adames by pretty much, saying like, you're irrelevant. So I want to go ahead and talk on that break, right? Because I got to give my opinion about that. First and foremost, I've seen some people say that they felt like Carlos Adames was clout chasing off of Sheeraz's moment. And is it clout chasing? Yeah, 100% it is. But it's justified because there should have been a win there when, that win was, he was robbed. He didn't, it was ruled a draw. But I think we all know that, Sheeraz really lost that fight. Now, whether the excuse, whatever the reasoning for that is, because I don't want to say excuse, because it is a difference between excuses and reasons, right? Maybe Sheeraz was weight drained, maybe, or not, maybe, his hand wasn't the best, whatever the case was. We saw a much better version of Sheeraz in a fight with Edgar Berlanga. Now, granted, I will say this, I don't think Edgar Berlanga is as skilled as Carlos Adames. I never really thought highly of Edgar Berlanga, so though Sheeraz put on a good performance, I never thought highly of Edgar Berlanga, and not highly enough for me to just say, Sheeraz, deserves a Canelo fight, which a fight that, they're obviously trying to set up for 2026. But what I will say is, while that was a clout chasing move, yes, but it's justified. I think that Carlos Adames should, he wants a rematch with him. And unfortunately for Carlos Adames, the way boxing works, Sheeraz's popularity, Sheeraz is a much more popular fighter than Carlos Adames. I know a lot of people like to say that, social media following doesn't say anything, but to me it does tell a lot, right? Carlos Adames doesn't even have 100,000 followers on Instagram or anything. And I know, like I said, a lot of people are going to say that doesn't mean anything, but it does tell a story though. So unfortunately in this sport, where popularity rules everything, nobody's going to really be demanding a fight between or a rematch between Sheeraz and Carlos Adames, even if Carlos Adames was to move up to 168, because Carlos Adames, he doesn't make any noise. He's the WBC champion at 160, but if he moves up to 168, he's not making any noise there. He's not making any noise at 160. As a matter of fact, the only reason why a lot of people even know Carlos Adames is because he was mandatory for the WBC champion, or for the WBC title, while Jamal Charlo was just sitting around not doing really pretty much anything. So now he's been elevated to the champ, and it's like, he wants his shot. He wants a rematch, and I don't blame him. Now, in hindsight, realistically speaking, should Sheeraz give Carlos Adames a rematch? I think so. I don't understand why. Like, here's the thing about that, right? You got guys like and I like Sheeraz, so I don't want this to come off as like I'm dissing Sheeraz, because I like Sheeraz. I like how he carries himself. I like him as a fighter. But what I will say is, where's that competitive? What happened to that competitive nature in boxing? You guys, a lot of people love to criticize Floyd Mayweather, right? A lot of people like to say, Floyd is this and that and this and that. One thing about Floyd, though, that you can't say, like, that dude is a true competitor. When he had that close fight with Jose Luis Castillo, a lot of people said that he lost that fight. His very next fight, Castillo took a fight after that fight. Floyd, I think he had like something wrong with his shoulder or whatnot, so he had to get that situated. His very next fight, though, he fought Luis Castillo in a rematch. While Luis Castillo was able to take a fight in between his rematch with Floyd, Floyd's very next fight, he took a rematch with Castillo and beat him a lot more soundly or whatnot, right? His fight with Marcos Maidana. I don't really see how people could say I guess I can see. I thought Mayweather clearly won that fight, but I understand why people that really don't understand boxing. I can understand. I can see how they felt like Maidana won that fight, but at the end of the day, you gotta judge a fight on a round by round basis. But anyways, I thought Floyd won that fight, and but it was ruled a majority decision for Floyd, right? What did Floyd do? He went in and immediately ran it back with Marcos Maidana, right? So I don't understand, Floyd. Guys like Floyd Mayweather or Andre Ward, a lot of people felt like Sergey Kovalev beat Andre Ward in their first fight. So what did Andre Ward do? Immediately ran it back. You have to appreciate that. Where's that same intent, or where's that same motive with Sheeraz? You know what I'm saying? Like even William, what's his name? William Zepeda. He fought Tevin Farmer and had a close fight with him, and then ran it back with Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I just feel like, as a top competitor, I think Hamzah Sheeraz should want to get that monkey off his back. Go ahead, like, no pun intended. I probably shouldn't have said. I mean, I didn't mean that in no racial terms, so like, don't think I was saying that by calling my people a monkey. But I'm saying, like, he should want to go ahead and take care of that, because it's like that he lost that fight. But unfortunately, like I said, in this sport, popularity rules everything. So is he gonna rematch Carlos Adames? Absolutely not. I don't see that coming on. The only way I can see that coming is if Carlos Adames moves up to 168 and makes some noise and gets a title. Other than that, I don't see it happening or whatnot. So if I'm Carlos Adames, you just gotta pretty much, man, focus on the 160-pound division. Get you some good wins over the fight that dude Janabek. That, like, the 160-pound division is like kind of like, I don't want to say dead, but it ain't popping. You know what I'm saying? You got Erislandy Lara. Go try to unify the division, and then move up, or you have a title there, or you can just move up and make some. That's if you want to chase, but I don't see no purpose of moving up in weight if you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? If you want to chase a rematch with Sheeraz, I would say you could try to go for it, but they're not going to fight you. So it's like, you really can't, you don't want to spend your career chasing a dude that's not going to fight you. As you can clearly see, Sheeraz just stated, he's not popular, so why would I fight him? Pretty much saying he doesn't have to. That the demand for that fight is not there. And that's the unfortunate part. There's only there to the hardcore, boxing fans, but nobody else is going to really demand that fight. So Turkey, Turkey's the one that's dishing out the big bucks. So it's like, if Turkey don't want to see it, even if we do call for that fight, if Turkey don't want to see it, shit, it ain't gonna happen. So I as much as I would love to see that rematch, I just think, and I would love to see it at 168, because you just never know what that weight could do. But Sheeraz is looking to fight Canelo. I don't think Sheeraz is ready for a Canelo fight, nor do I think he's deserving of a Canelo fight just by beating Edgar Berlanga. I never thought highly of Edgar Berlanga, but more than likely he'll end up getting a Canelo shot, because Everybody gets a fight with Canelo unless if you're David Benavidez. Like, that's just how it goes. Everybody else has to do the least amount of work to get the Canelo fight except for David Benavidez. And I still to this day don't understand how people don't see that. Or maybe you do see it, you just don't want to admit it. So that's just my take on that, man. If we see it, like I said, Carlos Adames, just stay focused on that. But Sheeraz, I do want to say this. I like him. I like his future. I do want to see him do well. I'd like to see him do well against everybody except for Caleb Plant. Y'all know that's my dude, Caleb Plant. All right. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. What do you want to see next from each fighter? Do you think the rematch should or will happen? But what do I know?